Hi, I'm Scott Jensen, former Assembly Speaker.
And I'm Chuck Chvala, former Senate Majority Leader.
And we're the insiders. Well, recently we saw Governor Evers announced for re-election, but we haven't heard from his lieutenant governor yet. So there's some speculation that Mandela Barnes may be running for the United States Senate. Will he do that, Chuck? Should he do that?
He won't and he shouldn't. And I think, period, and stop. But of course, I don't stop because I talk too much. All right, here's the deal for Mandela Barnes. He has a very secure position as lieutenant governor. He's building his statewide name recognition, and he has an opportunity to win this race. They're going to put a ton of money in here and ride along with Governor Evers, and there will be no opposition to him in the primary. The other alternative is to go and have to win two extraordinarily difficult elections with great uncertainty on both counts. So he gets into the race for US Senate, which is the alternative, to run against Ron Johnson. Oh, but stop. There is a primary that has to be done there. Well, there's no guarantee that Mandela Barnes wins. Yes, he's got statewide name recognition. Yes, he's been on the ballot, but there are a bunch of other people there who have very strong races and will have a lot of financial backing for them.
Right.
Okay, let's say he's able to navigate through that and wins the primary. He then has it'll be the top, if not the top race, one of the top three races in the country in the US Senate. And his life will not be his own and his race will not be his own. Outside money will determine, and other factors like how many times Donald Trump comes and how is Donald Trump viewed? Is he indicted? There are just so many uncertainties for Mandela Barnes. He is really putting his whole political future in great jeopardy, and he does it not once, but twice. So I just can't, he's a smart man. I saw Mandela just a couple of days ago. And of course, he was cagey about it, as he has to be. You know what he wants to do, in my view? He wants to be mentioned by the great mentioner. Scott Jensen and Chuck Chvala are spending an entire segment talking about him. All sorts of other people, not that we're the be all and end all, of course, but everybody out there, every newspaper article mentions his name. Every article gives Mandela Barnes more name recognition. What's the cost for Mandela of keeping silent and just trundling along? Nothing. I'll tell you the point where he will definitely announce, I don't think this will happen, but were it to happen, he will announce that he's running for re-election for lieutenant governor. That is the point where someone else announces that they are running for lieutenant governor. At that point, Mandela Barnes will say, oops, there's a downside here. Time for me to get on board. That is my evaluation, and I don't think I'm too far off.
I think, Chuck, that you have the right answer there, but you'll recall that Mandela Barnes has made this mistake once before. He got elected to the state assembly against a weak incumbent, a weekend incumbent, and he was there for 4 years. He never passed a bill, didn't really accomplish much, but he thought, well, I deserve to be promoted to the state Senate. So then he jumped into a race with the state Senate where he came up against a very difficult opponent who was able to raise money, and he went nowhere. He runs for lieutenant governor, and that was his ego that really drove him to do that. When he ran for lieutenant governor, it was a weak field. He wins that race. He'd be smart to hang on to that job, because if he jumps into that US Senate race, there are better candidates with more money and more accomplishments in that race. And I just don't think he fares well in that race.
Now, Scott, you've got to let me defend my friend Mandela Barnes here, because you know as well as I do the reason that you're going after him so viciously about that state Senate race. He was running against a voucher candidate, Lena Taylor, and that's your buddy. Come on now, don't be picking on Mandela Barnes because he wanted to advance through the process. And when most Democrats in the state are not supportive of the voucher system, we can't go after Mandela Barnes because he felt that, and rightfully should, that Democrats in a primary would be there in a big way for him versus somebody who's supporting a position that's largely in Wisconsin represented by Scott Jensen and I forget what the name of the various school choice groups are. So Mandela Barnes, he didn't make a mistake, because if he had made a mistake, he wouldn't be lieutenant governor today. What he did is he built his credentials. And yes, in the short term, he lost one race, but he's lieutenant governor. And you know what? I'd be a little careful about what you say. He could be governor someday.
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right.
See you next time,
On that,
guys.
we'll disagree.
All right. See you next time.